For years, our greatest telescopes have gazed outward, searching for the universe's origins. The James Webb Space Telescope showed us galaxies being born, nebulae billions of light years away. Its mission, to look back in time. But in the spring of 2025, everything changed. A command was sent. Webb would turn its gaze homeward. The reason? Faint, rhythmic pulses from beyond Neptune picked up by Earth's radio telescopes. These signals weren't from satellites or pulsars. They came from a cold, dark region we thought was empty. The signals were too structured, too persistent to ignore. Webb's cosmic archaeology was paused to investigate this mystery in our own backyard. Official statements were vague, but scientists whispered about a puzzle demanding Webb's power. The telescope swiveled, focusing on a patch of blackness that suddenly became the most interesting place in the universe. Humanity held its breath as the first images were set to arrive. Anticipation and dread filled control rooms worldwide. For ages we've wondered, are we alone? We sent questions into the void, never expecting an answer. But what if the answer was right here, on our doorstep? Webb was no longer just a tool of science, it had become a sentinel. A watchman staring into the shadows, waiting for something to stare back. The universe, for the first time, seemed to be whispering back. And we were listening. Everything was about to change. The James Webb Space Telescope is more than a telescope, it's a time machine. Its golden mirror captures the faintest whispers of infrared light, revealing the universe's oldest secrets. But now, it was turned inward, drawn by anomalies that couldn't be ignored. Faint radio pulses were just the beginning. Subtle gravitational tugs on distant comets and asteroids hinted at something massive and unseen. These disturbances were focused, all from the same patch of sky. Some called it a data error, others saw a pattern, too precise to be natural. The decision to use Webb was a gamble, but its sensors could detect even the faintest heat. If anything out there was generating warmth, Webb would see it. The world watched, unaware that our most ambitious creation was about to confront a mystery that could change everything. The telescope's gaze pierced the darkness, searching for the source of the whispers. What it found would challenge our understanding of the cosmos. The universe was about to reveal a secret, hidden in plain sight, and humanity was on the edge of discovery. The countdown to revelation had begun. The silence of the void was about to be broken, and nothing would ever be the same. Data streamed back to Earth. At first, just the familiar blackness of the Kuiper Belt. Then something appeared. Not a star, not a galaxy, but a shape. A massive solid object, 3 times the size of Earth. But its size wasn't the most shocking part. It was warm, radiating heat in the frozen expanse beyond Neptune. Planets cool over time. This object defied that rule. It had an internal energy source. And it was moving, not like a planet but with purpose. Its trajectory was stable, controlled, as if it navigated the debris field with intent. The implications were staggering. This was no natural wanderer. The control room fell silent as the data was checked and rechecked. Out there in the darkness was a massive, warm object moving with intent. The whispers, the gravitational nudges, the controlled movement, they formed a pattern. The pieces were coming together. We had found something, or something had allowed itself to be found. The universe was no longer silent. The anomaly was real, and it was waiting. Humanity stood at the threshold of a new era. The question was no longer if we were alone, but what we had discovered. The unknown was now within reach, and it was watching us too. Webb's observations deepened the mystery. The object was the source of the rhythmic pulses. Signals, not random noise. The pulses formed a repeating pattern. Prime numbers, mathematical constants. This was no natural phenomenon. It was a message, a clear sign of intelligence. Cryptographers and mathematicians raced to decode it. Was it a greeting, a warning, or simply a beacon? Some argued it could be an ancient relic, a dead machine still broadcasting. But the object's warmth and controlled movement suggested otherwise. This was no tombstone. It was active, alive in a technological sense. The heat was waste energy, the movement deliberate. The signal was ongoing, a deliberate broadcast. The implications were chilling. We were not just looking at a relic, but at a functioning, impossibly advanced piece of technology. And it was right here, inside our solar system. The message was clear. We were not alone. The confirmation of an artificial signal unleashed a storm of theories. Was this Planet 9, a planet-sized machine, not a world? Or was it a colossal spacecraft, dormant for millennia, now awakened? Some imagined it as a probe, a scout, or even an ark waiting for a sign. Others wondered if it was a remnant of a lost civilization from our own solar system, a guardian or library left for us to find. Each theory brought hope and fear. Was it a dead relic, or a living machine? What would happen if we answered back? Would we greet a friend, or alert a predator? The object was no longer just a discovery. It was a mirror for our deepest hopes and anxieties. The universe's secrets were suddenly close, and the questions overwhelming. Humanity's place in the cosmos had changed forever. The discovery shattered our sense of cosmic solitude. The universe was no longer empty but suddenly crowded. There was at least one other voice in the darkness, and it was close to home. A new fear settled in, not of the unknown, but of the now known. Something older and more advanced had built a machine the size of a planet and parked it in our backyard. The power imbalance was absolute. NASA and world governments kept silent, the data now the most closely guarded secret on Earth. Do we announce it, communicate, or simply watch and wait? The burden of knowledge was immense. The Webb telescope kept its silent vigil, golden eye fixed on the anomaly. The rhythmic pulse continued, a patient heartbeat in the void. Is this the first chapter of a new history, or a final warning? All we know? We are no longer alone. The universe will never look the same again, and humanity's story has entered a new, uncertain chapter.